Everyone, Honest Chewy here, and I'm just doing a quick video on a movie I watched, which called Broil, and I've got to say the stuff I watch for this channel. It's because I got it in my head that I wanted to watch the movie, and then I was like, I'm going to do a review on this movie, and the other day I watched both Kingsmans because I've never seen Golden Circle before, so I watched that. And I watched this other movie that had really good reviews, said it was good actiony, a proper woman, kicking ass in the movie, a bit like that. You're Next. It's called Tiger House, in case you're wondering. It has Francis in out of Deadpool. Boring, absolutely terrible. It didn't even have like an action scene it showed in the trailer. It was not even in the movie. Like it showed her killing someone from the ceiling, like with her legs. That didn't even happen in the movie. She injures him, but he was dead in that trailer. But anyway, this one. Speaking of trailers, this one, it must be an Amazon thing, but it's not an Amazon original. As far as I know, I've got it up on my iPad here. No, it's just a normal one. Anyway, it's about the group that go on a harvest. This is what a harvest, like vampires, and they go for a harvest, and I'm guessing there's werewolves in it. There's a guess because they list these names and they keep calling them Sinclairs in it, right? Which I'm just like, just say vampires, please. Just keep it simple because they don't say that to start with, but you know the vampires. You can see they've got sharp teeth, and they can't go out in the sunlight. And there's another thing I'm going to get into in a minute. Anyway, the main reason I was excited for this movie was because the actors in it, main actor in it, is Timothy V.Murphy, and he's class. He's like really menacing. He plays a lot of villains, but when he plays like the head of like this vampire bit, and he's serving them dinner because that's the harvest thing, and they do like a little prayer thing, and a glowing thing comes out of a chalice. I don't know why, but that's it. Yeah, that bit wasn't in a trailer, so yeah, that bit made no sense. But really, I just thought it was a nice fancy meal, and they were eating obviously people. Um, but no, oh my god, it was like I'll start off with they plan to kill him. By there, I mean the main character is this girl who's supposed to be 14, 16 year old, um, and she's just dead lippy and dead trouble causer in school. And in other words, for me, when I was watching it, start with I thought, hopefully something redeems this character because she's not a very good character. She's a bit boring, and it tries setting up a backstory for her, and you just kind of like, she's not very good at her. And then it cuts like to a mum and they're laid in bed and she's saying about stuff about what she's doing at school, and her mum seemed boring. In other words, and all of a sudden they're like, oh no, they don't want to do. They're talking to that guy. Oh no, they don't want to do no more harm. It's called August as well, which is quite funny. And they go, oh, she goes, oh, I don't want to do no more harvests. And then he goes, what is it, 1,000 more harvests, 100 more harvests, 15. He goes, one. And then she's like, right, what is it? And he goes, what is your daughter and your unborn or something like that? And it's just like, what? And the first thing I think the big flaw with this movie is they're on about this harvest, right? But it doesn't happen. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't show you the harvest. It just tells you, oh, this harvest is, why are they wanting out of it? Like what is it? Do you go and kill people and drink the blood or something, or do you eat them at the table? Is that the harvest? Because they said the meal is the year, which is the meal before the harvest, or not after the harvest. They have the meal, and it just makes no sense because it's literally a movie with vampires in, and I think werewolves and other things, and you expect it to at least have gory scenes where it's showing you them hunting and harvesting. Cause that's the main thing, and why they don't want to do it. Like there was no really clear motive. Like for vampires, they didn't look old. He was the oldest by the looks, so they didn't want to like die and retire like whatever vampires do when they get old. Um, but I always thought there was another way of doing it. Wasn't there a way of passing the curse? Like this movie could have done it way better with the way they were doing it with like the book look, because each bit started with a chapter. So what they could have done is pass the curse on as well, pass the vampire thing on and just be done with it. But no, they decide to try and poison a very clever guy, and they're already aware he knows, like he knows he's gonna get poisoned. And there's a scene that what I'll do is I'll cut bits because the movie itself is very slow and boring. Like for a movie about vampires, it's like I'd rather watch Twilight. A glitter. Like it's got a lot more action in. Even if it's other types of action, I'll take that. I'll take them like kissing instead of this blooming crap. Because it's like it made no sense because it was, and then they do the whole thing where there's a teacher in a classroom. She has a cross on, so it burns when she walks in the classroom. She just takes off the cross and she doesn't care. And you're just like, right, that makes no sense, but okay. I get the whole thing, crosses burn, but she didn't look at her or look at the cross. Because that's the thing, once they see the cross, then they make the cross burn. You know, it doesn't just burn because a vampire walks in the room. And she has a reflection. Like, she has a reflection in the mirror. So, if they want to go with the cross thing, they kind of have to have no reflection, because that's the idea. You know, but it was terrible. And then what's the worst bit, like, scene in the movie? I say worst scene, like some dumb stuff happens. So it cuts to this guy, yeah, the chef, which is what the little bit, the column I read was about. So, but I didn't know it was going to be on him. Anyway, it cuts to him, and you don't care about him at all. He kills someone randomly, and you're like, okay, right, kills him. What to do with him? You know, fills him in, leaves him dead. Then goes home, but it's a surprise. The actor who plays his dad is, I'm going to look at this, is Nels Lenonstein or whatever. I can't quite pronounce his name, but he is in NCIS, and I think he's out of Supernatural, but he's in everything. He's in all sorts. Well, he looks like the guy out of Supernatural, and he's in all sorts in his class. But in this, he's underused, and same goes for the main guy. Like, he appears with a blooming straw hat on, like all suited up, but a straw hat. And the main bit of the movie I'm going to get at is she's 16-year-old, and she knows she can't go out because the sun burns her, and she has to have these blood bags. So pretty much she has to drink the blood. And the movie's played it off like she doesn't know she's a vampire. What? But she knows about them. She knows about the whole thing. But she's not one of them. What? Like, how did she, like, that's the fall of this movie. The characters it focuses on aren't, like, likeable or believable. Like, the fact that the chef, who's supposed to be loyal to him, yeah, they have his dad tied up in the house doing whatever, but that chef's supposed to be loyal to him, and he knows that this guy, as much as, like, with his dad and that, the guy could make him suffer more, could make them suffer for doing what they're going to do. Just sort of let them crack on. Like, I know it sounds a bit, like, heartless saying it, but just sort of let them do it, because they're going to suffer more. You know, that type of thing. Because you know they're going to do it anyway. So it just made no sense, and it made no sense, like, why they were harvesting, like, what was it for, and there was none. There was just, alright, I'll have a little scene, a shocking, very predictable scene where obviously the whole thing to it is he doesn't get poisoned. The two try to poison and get poisoned by eating the kid that he prepared. And then there's a thing at the end where this woman, oh god, she's a vampire, right? And she goes to get the girl, the 16-year-old, who is like the worst character in the movie. She's boring and she's, oh god, she's annoying. And the vampire woman just puts her hands like that, gets stabbed, like literally that. And I was just like, she's supposed to be this woman who, you know, killed the kid, prepared the kid, you know, did this whole, you know, mastermind behind it. And she's so dumb, she gets blinded. She gets blinded, so she's running around the house fumbling. And she's like, oh, I can smell you. But she doesn't get her. She says she can smell her, but she can't get her. So, yes, in other words, this movie, I switched it off last night because I tried to watch it and I was like, oh, and I was debating doing a review on it and I thought I'm going to plough through it, and I did skip it. And it's terrible. The only thing I can say I like about the movie, but it's because I do like the type of stuff, is, don't mind the cinematography was good, and the way it transitioned scene to scene, well, at the beginning was cool because it was like chapters. The transitioning and the editing and the cutting was terrible, and it's disappointing because this guy who made this, he's called um, Edward Drake, made that It Follows, and that was quite good. But I think again that was like sort of hasn't been done before because I didn't think it was done very good. I think it was more just people just liked the fact it was quite a new idea, wasn't it? And it was, you know, quite creepy, and it was good. But again, it was good because you couldn't stop it no matter what you did. None type of movies are good, and there's no explanation for them sometimes. Like there's an explanation for It Follows. This could have been so much better, and then the trailer looks good. This is why I'm doing a review on it because I watched the trailer and I was like, right, I'm going to watch that. I'm going to do a review on it, and then I watched the beginning of it and I'm like, why did I decide to do this? But there's nothing else on really. I was going to do that Tiger House, but oh god, and Francis was in it. No good. So yeah, you can watch it if you want, but I'd recommend if you want to fall asleep, watch it. It's an hour and a half, and it feels, oh my god, it feels about 3 hours. So yes, this is definitely an honest review on it. Um, and all the kicking the teeth, right? Because he gets them, doesn't he? Like to eat the thing, they die. The blooming woman in the room turns on him. Oh, you've gone too far, blah blah blah. And you're just like, you literally have sat with him. You know what he was going to do, and you didn't say no. And then he's gone too far by doing what you knew he was going to do. What the heck? And then at the end, she's the one who kills him. She kills him at the end in such a rubbish way. I didn't even do it because it was all skippy and it was terrible. Like you couldn't tell what was going on. So yeah, this is a honest review on it. And if you want to go to sleep, feel free to watch it. And I apologise if I look a bit rough. I'm a little bit sick at the moment. So yeah, feel free to watch it if you want. Definitely need to have better taste in movies at this moment in time because the trailers keep catching me off guard. Kingsman was good though. Golden Circle. But that's it, yeah. So feel free to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video where I don't know. I was debating doing Control, but it's a bit rubbish. I think I need to be a bit more in control of things before I do that. Right, I'm out. I'll just do it going, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.